All right, I now actually call this meeting to order, the 28th meeting of the 61st session on April 17th at 7:05 p.m. Moving into Section 2 roll call, when I say your name, please say present or here. Senator Ockner.
Here.
Senator Ale. Senator Balzer.
Here.
Senator Berth.
Present.
Senator Bogle. Senator Brumley.
Here.
Senator Enns.
Here.
Senator Fugit.
Here.
Senator Gibson.
Here.
Senator Huser. Senator James.
Here.
Senator Khan.
Here.
Senator Kimball. Senator King.
Here.
Senator Laughlin.
Here.
Senator Martin.
Here.
Senator Maddock. Senator Morgan.
Here.
Senator Mounts.
Present.
Senator Newfield. Senator Peel.
Here.
Senator Rivera. Senator Rodriguez. Senator Wang. Senator Wappelhorst. Senator Webb.
Here.
Senator Wright.
Present.
And Senator Zacharias.
Here.
All right, quorum has been met with 17 in attendance. Simple majority is 9, 2/3 majority is 12, and 2/3 of the entire Senate is 19. Moving into Section 3, approval of the minutes. Are there any corrections for the minutes of last week's meeting? All right, seeing none, the minutes are approved as is. And we'll move into Section 4, public forum. Is there anyone wishing to speak in public forum tonight? Senator, oh, okay. Then moving into Section 5, officer reports. Shelby and Stella are not here, so we'll just do my report. So I wrote my vice president's transition guide, so I have that done, and Mr. Berth, I am ready to start transitioning you. Whenever you're ready, I'll send like a message of like when we can schedule times to meet. And then I have an outline for the Chief of Operations transition guide, but I haven't written it yet because I considered it like less priority because the Chief of Operations hasn't been appointed yet and the Vice President has. And then, you know, just like some regular like day-to-day reviewing legislation stuff, I went to the RSC Board of Directors meeting last Thursday, and there seems to be like a push in terms of pioneering from the bookstore, like different sorts of like digital textbook solutions that are like more cost affordable compared to like physical textbooks. So there's still a lot of discussions to be had about ironing those out, but it looks like it could be like a net positive based off of like open like OERs. I forget what the acronym is for, but it's like a similar concept, and it's been something that's been discussed in like the SAC committee of all the different like Board of Regents SGAs that we've been talking about for a while. So I'm actually going to probably speak with the bookstore people who are working on that and see if we can have more conversations with that, because you know there's some stuff that I want to iron out based off of things that I can't remember specifically, but I have written down in notes from what happened at the at the KBOR meeting today. And then the last thing is that we did go to the KBOR meeting today. Trying to see if there's anything. Oh yeah, so one thing for Higher Education Day 2, we are settled on the May 2nd date. So like the training is at 8:15, so we'll probably be driving up the night before. And then other than that, it looks like, yeah, so that's going to be talking about funding, and there's going to be all sorts of, we've got all sorts of different like studies that we've collected as far as that goes, and in terms of pitching higher ed funding to the Board of Regents. And then otherwise I just sort of gave an update about like what's been going on with our SGA, and yep, I think that's pretty much it for Higher Ed Day, so I'm open to any questions. All right, seeing none, we will move into Section 6, other reports. Andrew is not here, so we'll move into item B. The chair now recognizes Student Advocate Miller for the reading of their report.
Okay, so there has been I've had a lot of students come to me with parking issues. I'm assuming that parking services has been handing out parking citations left and right. That's what it seems to be. That's been going on. I've had a few grade appeals start coming in. I think that will start picking up more, though, once the semester comes to an end. So probably towards the beginning of May is whenever the next student advocate will be seeing more of those. Food for Fines, I applied for the new program of the year, Shocker Leadership Award, so hopefully we win that. That would be nice. And the next one will be May 6th through 10th, just as a reminder. So if you could share that with your constituents, that would be great. I would really like to beat our first donation period numbers. I think we had just over 1,000 items donated the first week, so I'd really like to beat that. So May 6th through 10th, please remind people. Maxient, I've had about, I think it's now 5-ish. I got one yesterday and then one today. So I've had about 5 cases this month, which is a lot compared to what I've been getting, so that's really, really good. So I would assume that more students are learning about the Maxient form, so hopefully they start using that even more. Nancy and I will be running a official report of Maxient, so I will submit that to you all. That way you can see how many students I met with in regards to the general meeting and all of that jazz. And then last thing, I've really just been updating my transition guide, so yeah, the next student advocate should have it pretty easy. So.
All right, moving into items D and E, chairs.
Transition guide, thank you.
They wanted to do it that way, so. And so we'll go ahead and move into Section 8, Unfinished Business, Item A, SB-61-082, Amendment to Statutes 27, which is the bill that the Budget and Finance Committee worked on. We had our first read on this last week, so we'll go ahead and move into the debating period. Is there anyone wishing to speak in debate on this bill? Senator Balzer?
I'm going to be voting yes to this bill in no small part because I helped to author it. But I think it's a really important initiative that we've taken, especially for summer travel. I think that summer traveling fund is something that's needed to be done for SGA, and having an actual legitimate bill process. That way students who have trips and conferences over the summer are still looked upon fondly and well off is good. For the other parts of the bill, certain everyone has been reading, I just want to clarify a couple of the things. For most of the part, what we want to do was to make it more simplified, more standardized across the board, and then continue to use either processes that we've determined are the best based off of how expensive trips have been. And overall, a couple of our fundings are slightly lowered in the amount that we're willing to give per individual. So that way we might be able to help about 1 or 2 more individuals a year with our current budget, which was a complaint and request that we've gotten a few times that we ran out of funding about around March. So overall, though, I think it's a great piece of legislation, and I encourage you all to vote yes on it.
Senator Enns?
I will also be voting in favor. I know plenty of people that have needed to travel during the summer. Sorry about the feedback. And this, I feel like, is just a much more equitable way of doing summer travel. I also really appreciate that, this has evolved. I've been in SGA for 3 sessions, and, it's just the way that this year, this process has been amended and just being improved. I really applaud their efforts, and this was a big bill, so I would just like to recognize them for that. I will be voting in favor.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate? Senator Fugit?
I will be voting in favor of this. One of the more difficult parts about being a grad student is we don't get scholarships and we don't get grants, and so we rely upon student loans and any other extra jobs we may have, and those do not pay very well. But in order for us to really pursue our careers, we need to go to conferences, and some of those are over the summer. And some of those, we don't find out that we're going to go to them until after the 45-day cutoff for a session. So this amendment for the summer travel is going to be immensely helpful for undoubtedly several graduate students and any others that undergrads who travel to conferences. But as graduate student senator, I know that we really need this. So this is great. I love it, and we should vote yes.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate? All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and move into the voting period. All those in favor, please raise your hand. All those opposed, same sign. SB-61-082 has passed by a majority vote of the Senate. I said 6-2, I meant 8-2. We've done a lot this year. So, we'll now move into Section 9, New Business, Item A, SB-61-083, the Elections Improvement Act. Is there any representatives from the Elections Commission here to speak on this bill? It does not appear to be the case. So just to give you all a little bit of context, this bill is the bill that the Election Commission wrote in response to the feedback that they saw when they were running the election. They felt like these are the improvements that they wanted to make. I know that Gabe had wanted to get somebody from the Election Commission to come and speak on the bill and talk about it a little bit since they're the authors. However, it seemed they all had like class or work conflicts, so they were not able to be here today. This is a first read, so hopefully we'll be able to get them in on the second read, but I can attempt. Yeah, Nessie?
Can I just clarify? So Michael Brown, who's the election commissioner, he had a test tonight that he couldn't get out of, so otherwise he would have been here. He is planning on coming next week, though. So that's the conflict is, I mean, he couldn't get out of his test, so.
So yeah, I can attempt to answer any questions anybody might have for this first read, but otherwise I wasn't really involved in the process of writing this bill, so I don't necessarily know. That being said, are there any questions that anybody wants to ask me? All right. Oh, Senator King?
So, upon reading it, do you know if the main purpose was to try to split up the power between more people versus having it mostly in one or two people?
Yeah, I don't know about the intent of the bill, sorry. Are there any other questions? Senator Fugit?
This one you might be able to. The 6 commissioners are approved by the Senate, and I see here that there's 5, well, in addition to the chair, there's now, each commissioner apparently has a role. Is that something that when those positions are selected by, appointed by the president and approved by the Senate, that we'll expect someone to have filled those and be filling by those positions?
So the goal is, so part of the reason why they're looking at the different positions is because, one, to give people a role, but also it helps give them something to do, but as they come into it, they know what they need to be doing, because in the past it's been a lot of it's fallen on the election commissioner, which isn't necessarily fair or right, and so they're really looking at how they can spread out the workload, but also give people a specific purpose. When they come into it, the election commission is going to select, they're not necessarily going to apply for that position when they apply for, but when they get selected as election commission, then they're going to decide specifically, okay, what role can you fill, or what are you interested in filling? So it is kind of, the goal is to not necessarily spread power, but to spread the workload and make sure that everyone is contributing as best they can equally, and it's not all falling on the election commissioner. So my take, what I've heard, don't quote me 100%, but
And it looks like, I haven't looked at this bill too much, but just like scrolling through it, I can already see so the deputy chief commissioner will be the one with the second highest vote. And then the rest of them seem like they might be selected by the commission. So it does not appear to be the case that the Senate would individually select this person as each spot. under the wording of this bill. That being said, are there any other questions? All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and we'll go into our second read of this item next week. And with that, we'll move into section 11, remarks and announcements. Is there anyone wishing to speak in remarks and announcements? Senator Laughlin?
Just a reminder, we're having another clothing swap. I put it in the Discord, but we're having another clothing swap next Tuesday at Strucker Hall from 7 to 9 p.m. So if you want to come out for that. And then Miss Latina is also this weekend. It's going to be, I believe, on Saturday in the evening. Starts at 7. So come out for that and support your Latina community on campus. Thank you.
Director Loosely?
Since Andrew's not here, SGA, if you're coming to the banquet, tonight is your last night to RSVP, so please do make sure you put if you're bringing a guest so that we can give an accurate count because we need to turn in numbers tomorrow for food and for everything else. So please RSVP by tonight.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in remarks and announcements? Senator Khan?
Hello, everyone. Friday is my inauguration day. It's at Century 2, 12 p.m. If you want to come, please be sure to be there. And then on Saturday at 4 p.m. in RSC, I forgot the room number, Muslim Us for Change is basically doing this spring celebration thing since so many of you... Oh, thank you. RSC 233. No, that was the old room. Then they changed it. My bad. That's why I forgot. Anyway, so yeah, since so many of you all showed up to the vigil and we were very happy about to see all that support from the community, we just wanted to, have some cake with you all and show what we did and just celebrate. So Saturday, 4 p.m., RSC, some room number. Thank you.
Senator James?
I think it's RSC 265.
You are correct.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in remarks and announcements? Senator Brumley?
Are we bringing things to celebrate next meeting? Because it's our last one, right?
I believe that next meeting there will be cake and pizza as per tradition, but otherwise I don't know anything else of what we should be bringing. Senator Gibson?
Going off that, what does the next meeting comprise of? Obviously we're doing the second read of the bill, but what else?
So in the past, what we have done is we have had a meeting set up where we basically do the last meeting of the previous session, and then there's a swearing in between with a recess, and then the new session starts. But we're not doing that this time because they're actually getting sworn in next Thursday. So I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a regular meeting. Is there anyone else wishing to speak in remarks and announcements? Senator Enns?
Okay, so I'm still really excited about Avengers Endgame, right? So if people want to do that next week, I am still down to get a group together. Just tell me, please. Also, if we go, I would prefer if we were really nice and professional when we go, as opposed to really loud. That's all.
Student Advocate Miller?
Please apply for senator and cabinet positions. That would be awesome. Monday by 12 p.m., RSC 219. You can drop off your application there. Please encourage others to apply also. That would be great. Thank you.
Senator Balzer?
If we go to the, not to ignore what Katrina Miller just said, super apply. But if we go to the in-game thing, I think we need to buy double the amount of seats and then put name tags and jars of dust where they are. That is all.
Senator King?
On behalf of Matt, turn in your senator hours.
All right, is there anyone else wishing to speak in remarks and announcements? All right, seeing none, we will adjourn at 7:25 p.m. with a silent roll call. Mine says 25, okay.
Hey, be safe, folks driving. It is a little rough out there, so.
Nancy, help. Help.